So, you think K-pop Demon Hunters was the perfect animated movie, huh? Well, I hate to burst your bubble, but did you catch the impossible outfit change in the finale? Or the creepy clue that proves someone broke into the girl's apartment? From animation glitches to plot holes that break the entire timeline, let's expose the flaws Netflix hopes you missed. The time-traveling notebook. We have to start with a narrative slip-up that completely contradicts Zoey's backstory. Early in the film, we get a montage explaining how the girls joined the group. A fan voiceover explicitly tells us that Zoey started writing music back in high school when she was living a normal life in the United States. At this point in the timeline, Zoey is just a regular teenager. She has no idea that magic exists, she has never fought a monster, and she certainly doesn't know about the secret war for human souls. However, the animators seemingly forgot this crucial detail when designing her props. When Zoey opens her old school notebooks to show the group her lyrics, pause the video and look closely at the pages. Scrawled right there in the margins is the word demons. It is not even hidden. It is written clearly alongside her early song drafts. This creates a massive logical paradox. How could high school Zoey be writing songs about demons if she hadn't been recruited by Celine yet? This is likely a production oversight, where the art department wanted to make the notebook look edgy and thematic, forgetting that it was supposed to be a relic from her innocent past. Unless, of course, this is not a mistake at all, but a hint that Zoey comes from a long line of hunters and has always had the sight. But given that the movie treats her recruitment as a surprise, we are calling this a major continuity blunder that breaks the character's timeline. The magic wardrobe malfunction. Continuity errors are common in animated films, but this specific wardrobe malfunction during the golden performance is so glaring, it is amazing it made the final cut. During the rehearsal scene for their big comeback single, the girls are wearing a very specific set of coordinated outfits. Zoey and Mira are dressed in black tops paired with white jackets, while Rumi stands out in the center wearing a white top with a black jacket. It is a classic visual setup to highlight the leader. When they transition to the main stage for the actual performance, the color palette shifts. Rumi keeps her outfit, but Mira and Zoey are now wearing black jackets over black tops. This is fine. Costume changes happen between rehearsal and the show, but the glitch happens in the emotional climax immediately following the fight. When Rumi accepts her demon side and rushes to hug her friends, watch Mira and Zoey's clothes. In the wide shot where they embrace, their jackets, which were jet black just seconds ago, suddenly glitch back to the white rehearsal jackets. Rumi's outfit remains consistent, but the other two seemingly used a magical girl transformation spell just to change their laundry. We know they can summon weapons out of thin air, but summoning a fresh, dry-cleaned blazer mid-hug seems like a waste of spiritual energy. It is a clear case of the animators reusing the character models from the rehearsal scene for the finale and forgetting to update the textures. The fourth wall hoodie. This next detail is less of an animation error and more of a marketing cynic's dream, but it breaks the internal logic of the movie so hard it hurts. In the final scene, the girls are walking down the street enjoying their freedom. Zoey is wearing a casual, oversized hoodie. If you look at the print on the chest, it features a cartoon graphic of Derpy the tiger. Here's the problem. Zoey has never met Derpy. Throughout the entire runtime of the film, Derpy is established as Jinu's spiritual companion who exists mostly in the demon realm or invisibly alongside him. Zoey never has a conversation with Jinu about his pets, nor does she share any screen time with the tiger where she acknowledges its existence. So why is she wearing a shirt with his face on it? From a storytelling perspective, this makes zero sense. It implies a level of familiarity with the villain's pet that she simply does not have. However, from a real-world perspective, it makes perfect sense. That hoodie is a piece of real-life merchandise that Netflix and Sony wanted to sell to you. By putting it on Zoey in the final scene, they turned the character into a walking billboard for their own product line. It is a fourth wall break that sacrifices story logic for the sake of shifting units. We can forgive Zoey for having great fashion sense, but we cannot forgive the writers for thinking we wouldn't notice she is wearing the enemy's brand. The stalker in the penthouse. Some mistakes are funny, but this one is actually kind of terrifying if you think about it for more than 5 seconds. It involves the romance subplot between Rumi and Jinu, specifically the invitation card he sends her. When Rumi receives the card asking her to meet him, there is a cute little drawing of a chick on it. It seems like a random doodle to show Jinu's softer side. But rewind the movie to the scene where the girls return to their hotel room or apartment after their world tour. The camera pans across the room, and sitting on the sofa is a specific stuffed animal, a yellow chick that looks exactly like the drawing. This toy is highlighted as Rumi's favorite comfort object. The implication here is disturbing. How did Jinu know to draw that specific chick? He has never been invited to their home. The only way he could know that Rumi owns that specific toy is if he had been watching her inside her own apartment. The movie tries to frame this as a romantic gesture, a sign that he really knows her, but it actually suggests that Jinu has been stalking the group, possibly even breaking into their living space when they weren't there to take notes on their decor. It turns a sweet, meet-cute moment into a home invasion thriller. The animators likely reused the chick asset to create a visual link, but they accidentally turned the romantic lead into a creep. The suspiciously chill manager. We need to talk about manager Bobby. The fan base loves him, but his behavior in the movie is riddled with inconsistencies that border on plot holes. The movie tries to paint him as the hapless, supportive human manager who is oblivious to the supernatural war, but his reactions tell a different story. When the Huntrix girls completely vanish during the rehearsal for their most important performance, a career-defining moment, Bobby does not panic. He does not call the police. He does not scream. He just stands there acting like it is a minor inconvenience. Later, when they are late for the biggest show of the year, he is equally calm, merely noting that people are waiting. This is not how a K-pop manager behaves. In an industry known for micromanagement and intense schedules, a manager losing his entire group minutes before a broadcast would be having a cardiac event. His lack of surprise suggests one of two things. Either the writers simply forgot to animate a reaction shot for him, or Bobby knows way more than he is letting on. The mistake here is in the character acting. He is too detached from the stakes of the scene. It breaks the immersion, because no human being whose paycheck depends on 3 teenagers showing up on time would be this zen about them disappearing into thin air. The traitorous choreographer. Following up on Bobby, there is a specific animation detail during the climax that effectively ruins the surprise of the villain's plan if you catch it early. During the golden performance, demons transform into duplicates of Mira and Zoey to trick Rumi. They dance the choreography perfectly, matching Rumi step for step. But wait a minute. Earlier in the film, we are shown that demons are clumsy, feral creatures who struggle to perform even basic human actions without twitching or acting weird. So how did these 2 random minions learn complex, high-level K-pop choreography well enough to fool a stadium of fans and Rumi herself? They would need a teacher. Go back to the rehearsal scene. Who is standing right in front of the girls, meticulously mirroring their moves? Bobby. He is the only other person on Earth who knows the routine inside and out. The movie inadvertently reveals that Bobby must have been the one to teach the demons the dance. While this feeds into the Bobby is a villain theory, it is presented as a plot hole in the narrative. The demons suddenly gaining elite dance skills without explanation is a massive leap in logic that the movie glosses over to make the scene work. The permanent idol glitch. The Saja boys are demons pretending to be idols. The movie establishes that this boy band persona is a disguise, a tactical ploy to steal souls. Jinu is the only one with a musical past. The rest are just monsters playing a role. However, the animators seem to have forgotten this distinction because the Saja boys continue to act like idols even when they are not on camera and even when they are in their demon forms. Throughout the movie, we see members like Baby Saja and Romance Saja throwing up finger hearts, peace signs, and doing specific idol poses while they are just hanging out in the demon realm. Why would a demon do a finger heart to another demon? Why would they maintain these manufactured personas when there are no humans around to trick? This suggests that the animators reused the idol pose animation cycles for the demon models to save time, or they simply thought it was funny. But narratively, it makes no sense. These are ancient, soul-eating monsters. They should drop the act the second they step through the portal. Instead, they act like they are permanently stuck in a fan meet, which undermines their threat level and makes the disguise feel less like a disguise and more like a personality overwrite. The puppy love paradox. Finally, we have the bizarre characterization of Mystery Saja. He is supposed to be a terrifying demon, part of the elite squad sent to destroy humanity. Yet his behavior towards Zoey is not just romantic, it is biological confusion. The movie codes him entirely as a dog. When Mystery Saja sits next to Zoey at the fan sign, he doesn't just flirt, he practically pants. When a fan gets too close to her, he literally growls like a guard dog. The animators lean so hard into the loyal puppy trope to make him endearing that they forgot he is a humanoid demon. There is no explanation given for why a high-ranking demon would suddenly adopt canine mannerisms just because he has a crush. It is a mistake in character consistency. Jinu acts human, Abby acts like a gym bro, Mystery acts like a golden retriever. It makes for cute fan art, but it makes zero sense within the established lore of what demons are. Unless Mystery is actually a dog spirit who possessed a demon body, which is never established, this is just the writers breaking their own rules for the sake of a cute dynamic. So, were these just careless animation slips, Or are they secret clues that explain the deeper lore of the franchise? Which one bothers you the most? Let me know in the comments, and make sure to like and subscribe to Popcorn Central for more deep dives into all the frames you missed in your favorite movies. Catch you in the next one.